All right, so again, section 9 notes. We know that we're continuing here with these fractional exponents, and now we're not just looking at a unit fraction, but in general, if we have a to the p, oh my goodness, a to the p divided by q, that is going to be equal to the q root of a to the power of p. And I'm going to put that in parentheses so we know that that power is affected last. So a to the p divided by q is equal to the q root of a to the p power. Okay? And again, p is the power and q is the root. So for example here, if Alice has 2/3 of an ounce of base 4 cake, that is the same as Alice having 1/3 twice. Okay? So we know that 4 to the 1/3 times 4 to the 1/3 is the same. We'll use our exponent rule, same base add. It's the same as 4 to the 2/3 because 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3. And so applying that then in exponential, we're in exponential form. To convert that to radical form, we could see what her height would be multiplied by. That would be the 3rd root of 4 to the 2nd power. So let's practice this conversion, these first examples. So we have x to the 2/3. We know is going to be the same as the 3rd root of x to the 2nd. So our denominator is our root, and the power, the numerator stays the power. Here we would have the 2nd root of x to the 5th. We don't have to have the 2 in the check mark area. It would be the same as this answer. And on the third example, x to the 1/8, we have the 8th root of x to the 1st. But again, we don't have to have that 1. So if you wrote the 8th root of x, that would be equivalent. Okay? And then that third one there, the 8x is in parentheses, so we know that it needs to go underneath the radical sign, the 5th root to the 6th power. Okay? So notice the directions there, convert to radical form. The next set of directions say convert to exponential form. So if you're missing the number in the index, we know it's going to be a 2. If you're missing the power, we know that it's a 1. Let's go ahead and add that in. We know that our missing power here on this first example is a 1. So our base under that radical is 5. So we're going to have 5 to the 1/4 power. On the next one, we are missing the 2 in the check mark and the 1 for the power. So this is 10 to the 1/2. In the next example, we have 2 as our base to the 3/5. And the last one, we're going to have 81x in parentheses. The 1 again is missing for that power, so it's going to be the 1/4. So roots and denominators go together. Roots and denominators make numbers smaller. Hang out, please. We got 2 examples left. In this space right below here or above, I have 2 examples for you to jot down. So again, if you see the word evaluate or simplify, we want to make sure that we know that either word they're interchangeable. Okay? So if you had a problem like 9 to the 2/3, or excuse me, I need to write this as 3/2. 9 to the 3 3 halves. If you were asked to evaluate this, we're going to write it in radical form first. So we're going to write this as the second root of 9 to the 3rd power. Let's just update that one more little time. Let's change it to the numerator to a 4, just so we don't have these duplicate numbers. Even a 5 here. So we're going to say that this is 9 to the 5 halves. 9 to the 5 halves. So we're going to write this down as the second root of 9 to the 5th. Okay? So we're going to evaluate the root first, so you can use your pink sheet. We know the square root of 9 is 3, and then we still have to the 5th power, and 3 to the 5th is?
Be 243.
Okay. And one last example. Again, if you have variables and exponents, or coefficients and exponents mixed together, let's say that we have 343x to the 18th all to the 1/3. We have 343x to the 18th all to the 1/3. We're going to write this as radical form for the 343. So it's going to be the 3rd root of 343. But we're going to leave the x out and say that it's x to the 18th to the 1/3. We had an example a little bit like this on the section 8. And so to finish this problem out on your pink sheet, the 3rd root of 343 is 7. Okay? And then 1/3 of the 18 is x to the 18 divided by 3 is 6. So these notes help you complete fractional exponent worksheet number 2.